Day 150 something. It's Saturday night, really late at night. Like, too embarrassed to even say, to be honest. But let's get straight to it. If you're new to this, I basically document myself every day building my business models, LBOs. We're going to be buying businesses using leverage. And I talk about what I do every day, so let's get straight into it. I went to a restaurant today, like, at night. And it's a super nice restaurant. And I was wondering who the owner was. So I asked the waiter, and the waiter told me, oh, there's this oil and gas company that owns this restaurant. Their office is upstairs. And I was wondering, I was like, why would an oil and gas company own a restaurant? That's what I asked. I was like, why would they buy this restaurant? She was like, yeah, they're a very like wealthy family and they just decided to just open a restaurant so they could hang out with their friends. And they opened the Starbucks downstairs. Like, apparently Starbucks has franchises. I didn't even know that. And I looked them up. It's this oil and gas company. They're a private equity firm that buys oil and gas assets. So they buy companies within oil and gas sectors. These people are always super rich, man. They're always super rich. So, what did I do today? So, I woke up, I went to work, and I worked out. I worked a little bit on offense. And if you watch yesterday's video, yesterday was Friday. So I made like $600 to $700 yesterday, like on accident. Today it was close. It was like in the 200s. And yesterday I had no idea how that happened. Today I figured it out. So apparently TikTok Shop is basically trying to become Amazon. That's what they're trying to do. Let me explain. So I sold these products. I know how to find the supplier, but they're in China. And TikTok Shop doesn't allow you to ship labels from China. They want you to have a US tracking ID within 3 days of getting an order. So as in they want to ensure that if you sell anything in the United States, it's only going to be products that's within the United States. So if I want to sell a product from China, I have to order a shipment and I have to have a warehouse to store it and deliver it for me, which is basically Amazon. Amazon does that with Amazon FBA. They're going to have their own fulfillment. So there will be TikTok FBA, right? Like FBA is fulfillment by Amazon. There'll be fulfillment by TikTok. So FBT or whatever. So if you're trying to do like an Amazon FBA method, right now is freaking hot, man. It is so hot. If you find a product, you put it in a 3PL and you try to sell it on TikTok, it'll sell like candy, man. Like, it's very easy to sell a product from what it seems. So today I posted more products. I don't know how many more. It was like 4 or something. And I found other winner products. But the thing is, like, sourcing it is like the hard part. Like, I'm realizing these people from China, they're somehow just like directly shipping it to the United States. Like, they're cutting out the middleman. They're cutting out the drop shippers and all that. Like, completely. Like, there's no, or like the drop shipping aspect of it isn't on most products from what I could see. Like, even if I can ship it from China, most of these Chinese people that are manufacturing it are putting their price that a drop shipper would pay them, but they're putting it directly on the platform. So like TikTok is like filled with like cheap products. And like Temu doesn't work with drop shippers. They kind of want to become the drop shipper in a way. Cuz Alibaba and AliExpress they're drop shippers, but if you're watching this and you're new to this, you're hella confused. You're like, why are you talking about drop shipping? Why are you talking about LBOs at the same time? Like, what the hell is going on? Basically, all I can say is watch yesterday's video. If you're at this point, watch yesterday's video. You'll be on the same page. So here's what I decided to do, man. Because I'm not going to order anything and work with 3PLs and all that bullshit. I'm not doing any of that, right? So what am I gonna do? I have a couple ideas. I don't. So the biggest thing with these ideas is that I don't want it to distract me from LBOs, which basically I'm kind of at that point, but still that's my main thing. Basically, I'm gonna take products that are winners on TikTok and I'll do one of two things. I'll either take that and sell it on Facebook using like similar videos, right, and see what happens, or I'll take it, repost it on TikTok, but I'll have to sell it through Shopify and not through TikTok Shop. Or if it's available in the USA, I'll just sell it. I'll put it on TikTok Shop. It'll sell by itself without any advertisement, and I'll create videos for it, right? I'm not gonna pay UGC creators and all that. Like, I'm literally just gonna take people's videos and edit it and just put it out myself. So I'll play around with that. And I just decided, man, like, you know what? I'm just gonna order the direct mail. We'll go a little bit in the negatives, but I think the only way out is really through. Like, I just have to kind of just go all in. And another thing I noticed is that my email campaigns have not been the greatest lately. The list that I had, the newest one, hasn't been doing much for me. We're only about like 40% through it, but I'm gonna take a different approach. I think what I want to do is literally I'm gonna send cold emails just directly to accountants and lawyers. I'll make a list. I'll find companies that work specifically in healthcare because those are the companies we are acquiring. And I'm just gonna make that list and I'm gonna create partnerships with these people. Listen, this is what we're looking for. This is who we are. Was wondering if you could find this for me and maybe we could work each other and compensate in this way, XYZ, whatever, right? Create some sort of template and send it out to these people because these people open their emails. Like whenever I sent cold emails to accountants, they all open their emails. But last time I did it, man, like it was a script straight from ChatGPT. And you know it's from ChatGPT when it like the first line is like, "Oh, I hope this finds you in great health." That's how you know automatically it's ChatGPT. Instantly, you know it right away. So I'm just gonna do that, man. We'll work with accountants, see what kind of clients they have, if they have anyone looking to retire, and we'll take that approach because my emails aren't really working anyways. So might as well do that while I do the cold calls. And I'm gonna send the direct mail tomorrow. Maybe I don't have to send $500 worth. Maybe I could send $300. Fuck it, we're gonna do it like that. And I'm gonna send it to states like Wyoming, Nebraska, like states that are like in the middle of nowhere. I'm gonna target them because there's not a lot of competition when it comes to those areas. In Texas, there's a lot of deals, man. Another thing that I did today is I went on broker sites. I found this one site where they had a bunch of healthcare deals, like so many. Because I was looking at this deal, it makes about 1.1 in EBITDA, located in Philadelphia. And I was just intrigued by the multiples, right? So I'm looking at these other companies by this broker site, and they list companies that make like 2 million in EBITDA or 3 million in EBITDA, 1.5 million, right? But the multiples that they're at, so it's like I saw one listing, for example. I think it made like 2 million in EBITDA, but they made 35 million in revenue. Can you believe that? Like 35 M's in revenue, but their profit is only like 2 million. That's insane. To me, I don't really care as much what your revenue is, man. If your profit is 2 million, I'm giving you the same multiple. These people want like 14 million, or I don't remember. I saw so many, man. There was at least like 10 to 15 that I looked at. The multiples they ask are insane. Like they're like 8 times multiple, 10 times multiple, like outlandish multiples, man. But yeah, we're still pushing the helm. Today was a weekend, so I couldn't do cold calls. I basically worked all of today except for when I went to the restaurant. Yeah, I definitely want to reflect for a second on the fact that I'm kind of like doing two things at the same time, three things at the same time, actually. And I keep justifying it. Maybe that's just an excuse. Maybe I just continue on what I got going on. The one thing about drop shipping that I hate this about drop shipping, is whenever I watch like the big time drop shippers, they talk about how they make 100,000 a month or like 200,000 a month, like in revenue, and they're flexing that. Like that's the thing that bothers me. It's like, man, that's not a lot of money. To me, I don't listen. When I'm talking about a $1 million EBITDA business, EBITDA means earnings before interest, tax, depreciation, and amortization, which means basically just means profit, right? So we're talking about businesses that make $1 million a year in profit. So we're looking at businesses that make over $100,000 a month in profit, while these drop shippers who spent their entire life on it make 100,000 in revenue. Like they're not even rich, man. Like they have chicken shit businesses. They don't even have like big businesses. Half of them don't have anything that's like significant. You know what I mean? And if they do, it's like a cash grab. It's not a real business. There's a different, like, you can make money online, but it's still not a business. If you can't sell it, how is it a business? That's my question for you. If I, as a buyer, cannot buy your business, like it's run on like one VA and yourself, if I can't buy it, right? If you're taken out of it, it doesn't work, then that's not a business. Businesses are systems, people, operations. Elon Musk says companies are just a group of people together. Now you bring these people and you have systems. So that way they have a way of working when you're not there. And that's something that you could buy. Think of a business as like a box that like spits out money. Right? Are you building a box or are you just sitting in it and you're the one grabbing the money? If you can't sell it, it's not a business. But that's the thing I don't like. Like I know drop shipping will not get you like stupid rich. It'll make you just enough to where like you quit your job and maybe like travel. And then that's it. You cannot live your entire life off drop shipping. You will be poor one day, 100%. Especially if you're getting used to spending this much. Like right now, if you're only used to spending like $2,000 a month or whatever, very minimal amount. Once you start making 10, 20, $30,000 a month, you're gonna get used to it so fast, and your expenses are gonna, climb up. Of course, obviously. Listen, you shouldn't think of how much you make a month. You should think of like the overall amount, how much you want to make in your life. Right? 0 to 1 billion. If I have $1 billion, I'll be chilling for my life. Right? It's about the score. It's not about like the big score. Like you want to score something big. It's not about making the tiny, tiny amounts right now in the short term. You want to think about the entire thing in the long term, everything. What does it look like? If I work a normal 9 to 5 job and I went to school and I come straight out of school, $100,000 job, right? Like some people I know, they graduate, they've been looking for jobs ever since May and they finally landed a $100,000 job, right? And they're 22, 23 years old. How long do you want to work in your life? Most people nowadays, they work till 60 or 65 years old, right? So let's say from 20 to 60, let's just say, to make round numbers and make it easy. You're working 40 years times $100,000 a year, or yeah, 100,000 a year. So you're making like 4 million in your entire life. 4 million. And then taxes takes away maybe a million, million and a half. So you're kind of making like 2.5 million your entire life. Now, are you going to be able to own $1 million house? Definitely not. Are you going to be able to pay off your $100,000 student debt? Maybe when you're 40. Are you going to be able to own a $150,000 car and pay for your food, take care of your kids, and be able to travel and pay for random emergencies that happens with like health and lawsuits and car accidents. And dude, you are screwed if you make that much money. You are screwed. You know what I mean? So for sure, dropshipping is not the way, man. It is not. I know that for a fact. What I'm doing with LBOs, that is the move, man. That is 100% the move. Yeah, I went off right there. Anyways, I had another thought about selling low prices versus high prices, but we'll talk about that another night. Should I talk about what I'm gonna do tomorrow? Nah.